is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. I have no special talent. I'm only passionately curious. Women marry men hoping they will change. Men marry women hoping they will not. So each is inevitably disappointed. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. I live in that solitude, which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit, and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. Intellectuals solve problems. Geniuses prevent them. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. I am not only a pacifist, but a militant pacifist. I am willing to fight for peace. Nothing will end war unless the people themselves refuse to go to war. True religion is real living, living with all one's soul, with all one's goodness and righteousness. We shall require a substantially new manner of thinking if mankind is to survive. The process of scientific discovery is, in effect, a continual flight from wonder. Nothing is more destructive of respect for the government and the law of the land than passing laws which cannot be enforced. The devil has put a penalty on all things we enjoy in life. Either we we suffer in health, or we suffer in soul, or we get fat. I believe in standardizing automobiles. I do not believe in standardizing human beings. No, this trick won't work. How on earth are you ever going to explain in terms of chemistry and physics so important a biological phenomenon as first love? The fear of death is the most unjustified of all fears, for there's no risk of accident for someone who's dead. I never think of the future. It comes soon enough. My religion consists of a humble admiration of the illimitable superior spirit who reveals himself in the slight details we are able to perceive with our frail and feeble minds. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. The pursuit of truth and beauty is a sphere of activity in which we are permitted to remain children all our lives. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. Few people are capable of expressing with equanimity opinions that differ from the prejudices of their social environment. Most people are even incapable of forming such opinions. There comes a time when the mind takes a higher plane of knowledge, but can never prove how it got there. A man's ethical behavior should be based effectually on sympathy, education, and social ties. No religious basis is necessary. Man would indeed be in a poor way if he had to be restrained by fear of punishment and hope of reward after death. The value of achievement lies in the achieving. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I, or are the others crazy? Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. It is a miracle that curiosity survives formal education. Love is a better teacher than duty. The whole of science is nothing more than a refinement of everyday thinking. You cannot simultaneously prevent and prepare for war. I think and think for months and years. 99 times, the conclusion is false. The 100th time I am right. do not believe in the immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern with no superhuman authority behind it. I have tried 99 times and have failed, but on the 100th time I succeeded. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. I am thankful for all of those who said "no" to me. It's because of them I'm doing it myself. Any fool can know. The point is to understand. I'm enough of an artist to draw freely upon my imagination. Imagination is more important than knowledge. Knowledge is limited. Imagination encircles the world. If you can't explain it to a 6-year-old, you don't understand it yourself. Creativity is intelligence having fun. When you trip over love, it is easy to get up. But when you fall in love, it is impossible to stand again. I never made one of my discoveries through the process of rational thinking. What is right is not always popular, and what is popular is not always right. I believe that a simple and unassuming manner of life is best for everyone, best for both the body and the mind. In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity. The important thing is to not stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. The only way to escape the corruptible effect of praise is to go on working. To raise new questions, new possibilities, to regard old problems from a new angle requires creative imagination and marks real advance in science. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. Concern for man and his fate must always form the chief interest of all technical endeavors. Never forget this in the midst of your diagrams and equations. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. The only source of knowledge is experience.